Hello, good day viewers. Here is a nice word problem question related to angle of elevation. The question reads, 2 points A and B are on ground level. A tower at point C has an angle of elevation from A of 15 degrees and an angle of elevation from B of 32 degrees. Both A and B are on the same side of C, and A, B, and C lie on the same straight line. The distance A to B is 75 meters. We are asked to find the height of that tower. Alright, let us form a sketch of this diagram. According to the question, both A, B, and C are all on the same straight line on the ground level. So let's assume we have a ground level here, something like this. Let's assume we have point C here where we have our tower, and you should expect the tower to be a vertical height, right? So something like this. According to the question, there is an angle of elevation from A of 15 degrees and an angle of elevation from B of 32 degrees. Since 32 degrees is greater than 15 degrees, it implies that B is much closer to C compared to A. So let's assume we have B here, point B right here, angle of elevation to the top of the tower. We are going to form a straight line like this. So we are talking about this angle right here is 32 degrees. Let's assume we have point A down here, and we have an angle of elevation to the top of the tower, something like this. And this is what? 15 degrees. According to the question, the distance from A to B is 75 meters. So we're going to have 75 meters this point. But what will be the distance here? Since we don't know, we can declare it with a variable. Let's assume from B down to C is X. Let me call it X. And remember, we are looking for the height of the tower. So let's call it H. So this is just a sketch of this diagram. We're asked to find the height. So what is the relationship between the height, which is the opposite side, and these two angles? Let me start with this right angle triangle, because you should know that we have a right angle down here. So the relationship between the adjacent side and the opposite side is tangent. So we are going to take tangent of 32 degrees and relate it with X and H. So this implies tangent of 32 degrees is equal to what? Opposite divided by the adjacent. Opposite divided by the adjacent. And from here we can make H the subject by multiplying both sides by X. And hence the height is equal to X multiplied by tangent of 32 degrees. So this is one of the equation. Let me call it equation 1. Then subsequently we can relate our height with this angle. But you should know that this time around the adjacent side will be a combination of 75 and X. You have to add them together for you to get the distance from A down to C. So tangent of 15 degrees is equal to the opposite divided by the adjacent, which is going to be 75 plus X. And from here, we can also make H the subject. H is equal to 75 plus X multiplied by tangent of 15 degrees. And this is our second equation. So if you observe, both equation 1 and equation 2 are written in terms of H. Hence, we can equate their right-hand sides. So we can say that X tangent of 32 degrees is equal to 75. I can even distribute this, right? It's allowed 75 times tangent of 15 degrees plus x times tangent of 15 degrees. I have just distributed tangent into the bracket. So if you observe to the left hand side, we have an expression in terms of x. Likewise here, so we can bring them to one side. If you bring this one to the left, it becomes negative. So we have x tangent of 32 degrees minus x tangent of 15 degrees, and this is equal to 75 tangent of 15 degrees, right? Since we have x in common, we can factor x out. So this becomes x in the bracket tangent of 32 degrees minus tangent of 15 degrees. This is equal to 75 times tangent of 15 degrees. So since we are looking for x, we can divide both sides by tangent of 32 minus tangent of 15 degrees. Finally, x equal to 75 tangent of 15 degrees divide by tangent of 32 degrees minus tangent of 15 degrees. So this is exactly what we have. I'm just going to press everything into my calculator and find the value of x. By so doing, x is approximately equal to 56.3 in one decimal place. So this is the value of x. But remember, we are not looking for the value of x. I was the one that introduces the x. But what can you remember? We are looking for the height. And the height, we can either use this equation or this equation. But I think equation 1 is much simpler. H is equal to x tangent of 32 degrees from equation 1. So h is equal to x multiplied by tangent of 32 degrees, but we have seen that x is equal to 56.3. Finally, we say that h is equal to 56.3 multiplied by tangent of 32 degrees. I am going to use my calculator to evaluate this directly, and hence h is equal to what? 35.18 meters in just 2 decimal places. And hence this is the height of that tower. Thank you for watching. Do share to your learning colleagues, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more exciting videos. Bye bye.